with the majority leaders of both the Senate and National Assembly. This is after we here on KTN News aired an exclusive on the details of the SGR gravy train. Our political affairs reporter Emmanuel Toh has been following reactions to that report and now joins us live with the details. Good afternoon to you, Toh. Is the content, or does the content of what the CS has shared marry with what we have?
Well, thank you very much. Of course, as you put it, the statement by the CS for transport, that is Kipchumba Murkomen, came at around 6:46 p.m. yesterday, where before we ran our story at around 7 p.m. the first piece of that SGR story. And of course, the details of what he has provided is just a part of what we had. There were about 42 pages of SGR deal that he had. It is about the agreement, about the payment of that deal that he provided to the media and of course to the public through his Twitter account, but there are about 1,000 pages others that were missing there, but good enough that we have it at KTN News, and we have been unpacking it for our viewers and we'll continue to do that. Right now I'm at the Parliament buildings where that document, as had already been mentioned by the CS for transport, was supposed to be brought to the houses, that is the National Assembly and the Senate, and both the majority leaders of both houses, that is Aaron Cheriot of the Senate and of course the Kimani Ichung'wah, who is the MP for Kikuyu, also said that he was going to receive that document. We spoke to them earlier today on phone, and they said that they were going to communicate to the houses when they receive that information. But right now I'm joined by the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee Chair, George Murugara, who the document is going to come to after this process. And let me just engage you quickly. Have you received that document so far already?
Thank you, Emmanuel. We have not received the document yet because the process is a bit long. Maybe it has been brought to the office of the clerk. After that, it's supposed to be tabled in the Parliament and possibly committed to the relevant committee. But I've also seen the document in circulation in the social media. I have not read it per se, but I'm going to have a glimpse over it because what we have agreed is we look at, even if it's part of the document tomorrow, and if we need to call for the real document from the Office of the Attorney General, we will do so. We are doing this under the standing orders of the House, which actually confer the power to look at any document that may infringe on the sovereign immunity of the country. That document, that matter, vests in the Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs.
Okay, this document has been given to both houses. Do we expect to see a joint committee?
If need be, yes, because we have a Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs in the National Assembly and a similar committee in the Senate. If need be, the two committees can sit together to analyze the document, because what we want to know is whether, while we were entering into this contract, did we observe the tenets of the sovereign immunity of Kenya? Because if we are in breach, then there is a problem with that document.
Okay. And how long should Kenyans expect you to come up with the answers to those questions?
It depends on what needs to be looked into, because there are various aspects, there are various parties that are involved. It is always important to hear both sides. If the need arises that we have to hear both sides, then we will have to. But at the end of the day, within a reasonable period of time, Kenyans should be hearing what the country's position is, the country's legal position is, as regards that contract, because it may have had some flaws.
Okay. So how soon should we expect it in the House?
We do not know when it's going to be tabled, but from tomorrow, we will start looking at what we have, because the document is actually in the public domain. What we have in the public domain, we'll start looking at it for as long as we confirm it is authentic, because we cannot look at a document that is not authentic.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is the chair of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly, George Murugara, saying that as soon as tomorrow, we should be getting some answers to the probe that will continue about the SGR deal. So we expect to have more details and more stories for you later in our subsequent bulletins about that story, and we'll be keeping you updated. Over to you, Purity.